1 degrees. That's Barbara's prediction. We've got there one more to go and I beat her. I'm going to win today. I can feel it happening. It's going to get hot here. It really is. Friday, September the 3rd, and well, you know what? I'm elated, and I got to let me do this first.
Galaxy 107
See how excited I am this morning. We have an absolute legend with us. Got to welcome along everybody that's joining us this morning on Facebook Live. And, well, if you're going to watch this a little later on over there on YouTube, you know what to do, right? No, you do, yeah. Sub, thumb, bell. Bingo. Bell notifications for when we have not only legends, royalty to music as of a whole. Yes, Dave Evans is joining us, coming out of Mexico this morning. And, well, check this out.
Hi, this is Dave Evans, co-founder of AC/DC and a former lead singer on Galaxy 107 FM.
Now, you know why I'm so excited. Yes, my good friend Dave Evans has come on back. And, well, let's go down memory lane. And believe me, New Zealand has a big part to play in this track. How you feeling, Dave? You okay?
Yeah, good. This is really cool, and I'm glad that you guys know that New Zealand did is part of AC/DC history. Yeah.
Oh, believe me, bro. Back in the day when I was a very young DJ, dinosaurs were still walking around. I used to play this on the radio. It brings back memories for me as well. It really does. So, believe me, bro, it's been a fave for many years and will be for many more yet.
Yeah. It's one of those songs, you know, Grant, I play it all around the world. I still do it, of course, every show I do, and people love the song. And so many, it's amazing how many people say to me, that's their favourite AC/DC song. Can you believe it? The very first song.
I can
Yeah,
believe that.
Yeah, I know, I can't believe it. Like TNT, you know, all those great songs, Highway to Hell and all these other great songs. And fans come up to me and say that that's their favourite song of all.
Believe me, Dave, underrated is the beginning and the birth of AC/DC. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Bon Scott.
A lot of people don't know about it.
Yeah, Bon Scott, yeah, I get that. But I like the stuff before that as well, bro. I like going back in history and catching up with the real deal.
Well, you got to remember that Bon Scott did a lot of the songs that I already did. So, like Baby Please Don't Go, we already did that. That's the song that I got Angus Up on My Shoulders. And of course, he used to watch us doing our shows, so he copied that and the shirt off and all that kind of stuff. So I understand that he copied what I was doing, and the songs too, and re-recorded and rewrote lyrics to some of the songs that I'd already put down. But he was told to do that. I know that he was under instructions to do this, so I don't really hold anything against Bon Scott for that, because you know, he joined the band. He was washed up at the time, and he got a great chance to do something, and he did too. He did a great job, but his lifestyle just let him down. That's all.
Yeah, believe me, I fully understand. And bro, I lived it there as a fan, you know, through those eras. I really did. And I got to be honest, one of my most favourite albums is Dirty Days.
Yeah.
You know, so, you know,
Yeah.
let's go to the next. Oh, we better do this, I suppose.
107.
That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, and well, today, absolutely elated, I'm joined by the man, the founder and very first lead singer for the band AC/DC. You can see where that all came from. The whole deal started right there. And you know something? It was a #1 hit, if I remember right, here in New Zealand, at some places anyway. Believe me, as a very, very young DJ, I remember coming into work and playing that track. Joined today, coming out of Mexico. Which part of Mexico is it, Dave?
I'm in a place called Querétaro. It's a beautiful city here, magnificent place, and the central business district hasn't changed since the 1800s, 1700s. It's the old city, all the old buildings from the Spanish days and some of the French time here. They've never built any high rises. The city is gorgeous. It's a big city, about 4 million people, and it's just a peaceful place. It's beautiful weather all year round. It's a great place, Querétaro.
Okay, well, I love places that are steeped in history. I really, really do. I got the same kind of feel in Venice, if you know what I mean, when I was over there. Believe me, love that place too. But I actually thought you were over there investigating Escobar's millions. Where'd they go? I thought you were on the hunt over there for that.
No, I keep away from those kind of people. and as I said, it's nice and safe here in Querétaro. And when I tour, of course, I tour all over the place. I keep pretty close to the tour bus and the hotel and the venue. So.
Yeah, believe me, I was with a band over in Mexico City. We did a tour there. And believe me, we actually had police officers in black jumpsuits and helmets and submachine gun kind of things escorting us if we were around. It was really dangerous in those years.
Yeah, it's not like that now, really. A lot of the cartels are up north, up near the border, Texas border, up that way. No, it's pretty good. So Querétaro is peaceful. Most of the places I've been to, Guadalajara, Aguascalientes, all these places, they're beautiful places. People are fantastic, and they love to rock here in Mexico. It's one of the best kept secrets of the world, really. Oh. And there's quite a few Americans trying to get down here in Mexico these days. It's beautiful.
You know, I absolutely know what it's like over there as far as music goes. Believe me, they do like to rock in Mexico.
They do.
They really, really do.
They do.
Sharon Marie is joining us. Nice to have you on board, Sharon. It is an absolute pleasure. Dave, we kicked off the show this morning with arguably one of my most favourite AC/DC tracks. There's a reason for this because let's pay homage to the man himself, the lead singer and the founder of the band AC/DC, Dave Evans. I love this track. Tell me all about it, Dave.
Yes, I'm one of the 5 co-founders of the band. It's an exclusive club within all the members that have been through the band now. I don't know how many, 15 members or whatever, have been through the band, but there's an exclusive club, 5 co-founders, and I'm privileged to be one of those. Yes, New Zealand did play a part in the very beginning of AC/DC. Can I sit next to you, girl? That was our very first record that we recorded back with Rockin' in the Parlour. That's on the B-side. And it was released in Australia and New Zealand. A lot of people don't know that. On a different label, because we're on the Alberts label in Australia, but Polydor label in New Zealand. And if anybody's got the original version these days of the single, it's worth around about, last time I saw, about $5,000 American, I think, on eBay. It's very expensive. The Australian one's about $1,500 or something like that, American. But the New Zealand one, there wasn't that many produced, of course, compared to Australia. On the different label Polydor, it's worth a lot of money these days. So New Zealand, yes, I'm very happy to know that you guys played my very first record ever. So thank you, New Zealand. So New Zealand, and I've never been to New Zealand except at the airport on the way to Auckland Airport on the way to the United States. So it would be great to one day be able to get to New Zealand and maybe do a tour there as well.
Well, I got to be honest with you, the Cotto Lounge doesn't actually count as being in New Zealand, you know what I mean? It really doesn't. But having said, you shouldn't have mentioned how much that record might cost, because poor Ego just shot out of here like a bat out of God knows what, heading down to the vault to find, I reckon he's got one as well. That's the scary thing. Gosh, he left in a hurry. Dave, we're in trouble now, we really, really are. Such a good time to catch up with you, my friend. Now, at the same time, you've just come back from a tour with Bad Boy Eddie, haven't you?
Bad Boy Troy.
Bad Boy Troy.
Bad Boy Troy. That's right. I've just been to the United States. Did a beautiful concert on the banks of the Ohio there. And Troy, Bad Boy Troy, he's wrote one song with him, which is Badass Boy, which is my release from last year. And it was great to finally catch up with Troy, because we'd written that song, but I put the vocals down in Buenos Aires in Argentina, and he put the music down in the United States. And we got this great song together, and we hadn't actually met. And also with this new song release this year, Who's Gonna Rock Me, Troy's playing guitar on the song. We didn't write this one. A friend of Troy's did write it. So Troy's playing guitar on this. And they did the music again in the United States. And I put the vocals for this one down here in Querétaro in Mexico. So it's one of those things. So yes, and so Troy was doing this great concert up there on the banks of the Ohio, Riverview Festival. And he asked me if I could come up and be his special guest during his set, which I did. I flew up there and visited 3 states, Indiana, Kentucky, and also Ohio. It was fantastic up that way. The people up there are great people up there. And it was great to see Troy and to do the concert there as well. So, yes, and I've only just got back here to Mexico only just over a week ago. So.
You know what, Dave? Vicariously, a little bit tells me too that this particular track, Who's Gonna Rock Me, and I would love for you to get in depth now. Tell me about the lyrics, but we here in New Zealand have yet something else that we can acclaim. The first radio station in the world to play this track.
Yes, true. It's a great story. It's one that's the world over, really. It's about a guy who gives his heart and his soul to the crowd, full house, and he rocks really hard, and he just asked the question. He says, "When I'm through rocking you guys, who's going to rock me?" Right. So he's on tour, and obviously he's a single guy. Naturally, he's on tour, and can get lonely at times on tour if you're touring for a long time. And he's just saying, "Look, I've rocked you guys. I've rocked you really hard." And after the show, after I had a shower, he says, which I like that, go have a shower. He's sweating during the show. After the shower, he says, I need some rocking myself, he says, to the crowd. He says, "Who's going to rock me?" It's a great little song. And anybody that's been in bands or even any kind of performer that travels around the world will understand the lyrics of this. And also the crowd too. They can see the stars up there playing their butts off to them. And, it's the old story. So it's a great little song, and it rocks. It's got a bluesy feel. Troy plays a real bluesy guitar. And Gary Parton, who wrote the song, he plays bass. And he plays a great bass too. In fact, I met Gary at the Riverview show as well. When I went up there, Gary was there with his wife. And I said to him, "Man, you play some great bass." I said, it reminded me of Paul McCartney's bass playing, I said to him. And he said, "I'm actually in a Beatles cover band too. I've been for many, many years, and I play all of Paul McCartney's bass lines." And I went, "Well, you learnt something," because that's what I said to one of my friends. I said, "This bass reminds me of Paul McCartney's great bass playing." And Gary, of course, he's been schooled on Paul's bass playing. So that's cool. So that's the story there. So you're getting that story from me about this song. Yeah.
Very, very cool, Dave, and can't wait to get it underway. Who's going to rock me? Here is Dave Evans. Got to say hi to Amy Shea as well. Nice to have you on board, sweetheart. And who's going to rock me in Galaxy?
This sounds great on radio.
Yeah, it does.
It sounds great on radio. Better than from my earphones. It
Believe,
does. It sounds better on radio. It just rocks. Yeah.
believe me, it really does sound good. And I've got it in my car now. The funny thing about this was Barbara came to me. She gives me these little USB things that I Bluetooth into my car stereo, right?
Uh-huh.
And she goes, all she did was hand it to me and smile and go, guess. So I put it in, and it doesn't come up with any name, no title, nothing like that, just the music, right?
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there and I'm going, God, that sounds so AC/DC-ish. And all she did was smile.
What? Yeah.
I says, I reckon, off the top of my hat, that would be Dave Evans. And she goes, hole in one.
Fantastic, you guys. You guys are great.
Loved it. So guess what? Now it's a permanent feature on my car stereo.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. As I say, I heard it for the first time on radio on your program, and I listened and I went, wow, that really sounds great on radio. Because as you know, some songs sound different on radio than when you're playing them, and it really does sound great on radios. So, great.
Awesome, awesome. And I'm really happy that you would say that, actually, because it means that we got some good sound.
Yeah, damn right.
Mary Downs is joining us.
Hi, Mary.
No, nice to be back. Nice to be back. Barbara's switching between us. Nice to have you with us, Mary. Oh, believe me, bro, I'm watching you, watching me, watching you, watching them.
And I'm watching it all.
And I've got a voice in my head that's giving me stats. 75 countries this morning around the world are tuned in.
How many?
And 75 countries.
Wow.
And 241 cities are tuned in.
Wow.
I'll give you
That's
the numbers.
fantastic, you guys.
I'll give you the numbers when we finish this of how many were tuned
that's
into
fantastic.
this.
Wow.
But we are global, bro. We're in every country in the world, yeah?
Yeah. Fantastic.
Fantastic. And even in Australia.
And in
Oh, you're in Australia, wow.
and India.
Galaxy.
That's right, you're right, here at Galaxy 107 FM, and today I am joined by rock god himself, Dave Evans, coming out of Mexico. And Dave, I got to be honest with you, from time to time I do happen to give the Australians a bit of stick. You know what I mean?
Well, that's the normal thing between New Zealand and Australia.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
that's normal.
I'm sure it's a rugby thing, to be honest.
And cricket, don't forget the cricket.
Oh yeah, well, most important, the cricket. Yeah, we couldn't forget that. But yeah, I have been guilty of that. But having said that, a funny thing happened not so long ago. Actually, a friend of mine, he's a doctor and a herpetologist, something like that, homeopath. And he has a band. His name is Seth Yates, and he comes out of Canada, but his drummer just happened to be in America going to a NASCAR race, and sitting next to him was a couple of Australians. And, you know, they sort of got talking, introduced each other, and he goes, oh, I'm with a band called Doc Yates. And this lady turns around to him and goes, yeah, we know about Doc Yates. We listen to Galaxy.
Ah, that's fantastic. Yeah.
You know,
that's
so-
fantastic. For you guys to know that.
Yeah, it's nice to know that your countrymen actually do tune into us as well. You know what I mean?
No, but it's also great to know that people around the world are listening to Galaxy. That's fantastic.
Oh, believe me, we have a huge audio audience.
Wow,
And
that's
I
fantastic.
don't call them fans, Dave, because they are our audio audience. You know what I mean?
Yeah, cool. Yeah.
You
That's
know,
right.
fans sort of depersonalizes them these days, I feel.
They're listeners. They're your listeners, and they get to know you as personalities as well. And like in the old days, and especially when I was a kid, when we used to listen to the kid radio programs, they're personalities. These people, they're not just presenters. And you guys, you and Barbara, and the rest of your staff, you're actual personalities. People like you, and people like you. They listen to your program.
Yeah, well,
True.
basically, on the radio, we are, of course, co-presenters, and we do the breakfast show, everything like that. But I got a feeling that sometimes if you see us on the on Facebook, we're more like Beauty and the Beast. You know what I mean?
Barbara.
And she shows
I
me.
think she's a beauty, eh? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, she is. I tell you what, I've got to be honest with you, Dave. She got herself all glammed up for you today, even turning up. Fur coat? No way. She
My
did.
gosh, but she always looks great, you know that.
Yeah,
Fur
but-
coat, wow. That's special. Thank you, Barbara.
She
I
really
can't
did.
put it on after.
She goes, oh, look, you know, Dave's coming, you know, this whole thing. Really,
Yeah.
love it, love it, love it. Now, Dave, I want to talk to you about We Don't Dance to Your Song, because I will
Yeah.
dance to your song all day long. Tell me the skinny on this one.
Yeah, this is a real attitude song. I wrote this quite some time ago, and it's really an attitude against those people who are maybe bullies, people who try to brainwash you or try to force you to do certain things. Could be anything. Could be government. It could be just people you work with. It could be your boss. It could be just your peer group. And it just means we don't dance to your song. It's like an old saying. We don't dance to their tune. So that's what we say. We don't dance to their tune. It means we do our own thing. We do our own thing and don't try and make us, do what you want us to do. So we don't dance to your song. It's just virtually saying, get lost. I'll do what I want to do, and I'm not going to do what you're trying to force me to do. So it's an attitudinal thing. It's badass. You understand? Badass. Yeah. Okay. Badass rock.
I love that. I really, really do. We term it over here as we don't march to that beat. You know what I mean?
Yeah, same thing.
Same
it's
kind
the
of
same
deal.
thing, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
absolutely. Russ is on board as well. Nice to have you on board, Russ. And today we're absolutely elated to be joined by the man himself, yes, Dave Evans. And we're breaking this for the very first time where we're giving you the whole skinny on it. Dave, I've got to admit, we have played it a few times.
Okay.
And we didn't say anything to anybody. And I'll tell you why we do that. A, dip the toe in the water, see how the reaction is. B, this literally blew up our internet. People wanted to know who, what, why, when, how. Is
Okay, cool.
Is it AC/DC? Is it Dave Evans? Who is this?
Yeah.
So
People love this song. Some of my fans tell me frequently that this is their favourite song, not of just my song, but song of all time. They say this is their favourite song. So it's tapped into an attitude. As I say, it's not just because they're my fans. They love this song because it means a lot to them. It's cool to know that. Yeah.
well, I got to be honest with you. So far, and believe me, we've only been playing it for a little while, but already you're up 1,731 requests for it. You really, really are. So
Wow, that's
congratulations.
really cool.
It
Hey.
is climbing. And I got to thank you too for the voice drops, the stingers that you did. We've added
that's
those.
fun.
Having a lot of fun with those as well. So right
That's
here
fun.
at Galaxy is the man himself breaking a new song, Dave Evans. We don't dance to your song.
We don't march to your drum, and we don't run from your guns.
And the first thing that comes up, we don't march to your drum.
Yeah. And we don't run from your guns.
Exactly.
That's right. We don't run from your guns. So yeah, thanks for that. It's nice to know. Yeah.
Oh, believe me,
Right.
Dave,
Yeah.
it's an absolute honour for us to be able to be a part of this. It really is.
It's fantastic for me too.
And, by the way, I must say to everybody that's watching right now, Dave, you'll get a copy of this. As you know, we'll do some crazy photos after this. Something new this time too, Dave, is Barbara makes the movie and everything. Now she's going to do that. Plus you'll get a copy of the cartoon we're going to do as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Cartoon? Yeah.
Believe
Okay,
me.
this is a surprise. Okay.
Believe me, it's one of the few things that makes me look good.
Oh man.
I got the perfect face for radio, and then Barbara comes along with the Wandy thing, and I had one guy say to me, "How the hell does Barbara keep a straight face when you're taking these photos?" I said she
So
doesn't.
you got a great chemistry together, and it's all about having fun, and giving your audiences fun as well, keeping them happy. That's what we do for a living. We make people happy. That's what we do for a living.
Absolutely,
And,
absolutely. Our mantra in the breakfast show is "Leave them wanting."
That's right, of course.
Yeah.
The big finish. Don't
Yeah.
forget, the big finish.
Exactly. And we couldn't get a bigger finish than this one this morning with Dave Evans joining us. This is going to be great. You know, Dave, will you come back again? Will you release more music with us?
Yeah, of course. You're my friends now. I mean, that's you know that.
Nice.
That goes without saying. And Barbara too. She's been fantastic. So yeah, you're my friends, and that's
Nice.
Awesome.
Nice.
just
Awesome.
a given. A given now.
Awesome. Yeah. If we had more time this morning, I would like to
Nice,
do a
thank
couple
you.
of rabbit things and stuff like that, but unfortunately we don't, you know what I mean? So I'd really like to go back and do a little bit of history on Dave Evans,
Yeah.
if that's
no
good with
problem.
you, and possibly release a couple of new ones as well.
Okay.
But believe me, Dave, you know, we are family, bro.
Yeah, look, we are friends, and I mean that sincerely. I'm not just saying that. Well, most people just go, yeah, bro, and you know, mates. Yeah, that's all lip service kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You got to feel it in your heart. You got to feel it right here, and then you know it's real. So.
Exactly.
And Barbara's been fantastic. She really has. Really amazing as well, you know, Grant. So, and I appreciate what you guys have done. So.
It's well
Yeah,
on our part. It's been an honour, my friend. It is an honour to be able to have your association, have your friendship, and to be able to bring your skills to our audience. You know what I mean? So believe me, on Galaxy's side, we are so humbled.
Well, we're all happy, and that's what it's all about.
Okay, well, I think by that he's saying enough kiss ass, let's move on. Let's go back to the desk. We'll wrap it up here, but don't go anywhere, Dave. We've just got a couple of
cool.
things we're going to do.
Okay. Well, yeah.
Galaxy FM.
That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM. Steve Baker, awesome interview. Your music sounds fantastic. Absolutely it does. And thank you. I'm looking forward to that t-shirt that Barbara just talked you into sending me. Looking very, very forward to that. Steve Baker coming out of Nashville. Visual Image Marketing. Go and check him out. He works tirelessly for his clients. And Alex Freeman, wow, Steve. Fantastic 14-year-old young lady, and just absolutely killing it right now here at Galaxy. Today, of course, we've got Dave Evans. Now, Dave, we are going to have to wrap this up right now, but first of all, I've got to say to you, and I'm really, really, really humbled to have you with us. Would love to have you back again, but when you complete your new album, how about sending us, you know, a handful of that so that we can do a Dave Evans giveaway? What do you reckon?
Well, of course. We keep in touch anyway, as you know, and all of those things will be possible for sure. So don't worry.
Very cool. And I'll tell you what, if you can find your way to send me a badass t-shirt, because believe me, no joke, people look at this, they do,
I know,
you know, and before you know it, you've got at least 2 more friends.
All right, I'll see what I can do. I've got to get some new ones. I've got some great T-shirts here from Mexico tour, but they're all gone at the moment. But there will be some new ones, so don't worry. I'd love to see you guys wearing the T-shirt on your program for sure.
Very, very cool. And unfortunately, as soon as I said that, I saw about 3 hands go up as well. So I'll get Barbara to send you the
That's
details.
great. That's
believe
great.
me.
That's fantastic. That's great.
Don't forget Lazy Indie.
Sorry?
Don't forget about Lazy Indie.
I can't hear you.
Don't forget about Lazy Indie magazine.
Right, well, I was about to get there. Unfortunately, Barbara's jumping all over me right now saying, talk about Lazy Indie magazine. And I really must do this with you, Dave, simply because yesterday was Jay's birthday, and we wanted to wish him a very, very happy birthday.
Yeah. I wished him a happy birthday on his Facebook page. So happy birthday, Jay.
Exactly. Now, at the same time, Barbara is very, very proud to say that you're her first, well, second cover boy she's ever had.
Well, yes. Well, she did introduce me to Jay, which was great, Barbara. You know, that's really fantastic of you to do that.
Exactly. And folks, if you don't know by now, coming out this month on Lazy Indie magazine is the article, and of course it's a Galaxy article as well, on Dave Evans. And believe me, absolutely fantastic. Looking forward to this issue. I really, really am, because I'm very, very proud to be able to say we know Dave, and it's well deserved as well. I got to let you know though, Bad Boy got in touch with us and says, how much does it cost to get on the cover?
What?
He did.
We said, well, you know, we'll put that into the round 2 of 5. We'll get to you, bro. We will get there. But he wants to buy his way in.
That's got nothing to do with me.
Yeah, no, believe me. I have heard of the magazine, Sharon. Yes, believe me.
We send a
Go
lot
and check it out. Jay comes
of our
out of
artists to
Bangladesh,
the magazine.
Bangalore.
Bangalore.
India. His region has about 8 million people in it, and believe me, Sharon, I think he knows each and every one of those people by first name. I do. Such a fantastic man, and we wish him a happy birthday. And of course, he's very receptive when we say, hey, check this out. I think it should be in your magazine, and look what happens. There he is, Dave the
No, very
man
nice.
himself.
Very nice.
No, believe me, he's a wonderful man, Jay. He really,
Yeah,
really
very
is.
nice. I've spoken to him just on Messenger on Facebook, and he is very, very nice. Very nice man.
Very.
And he's a rocker. He's great.
Yes, yes. Speaking of which, and just very, very briefly before we round this up, a couple of friends of mine, Tim from a band coming out of Canada, his band's called The Mighty One, and another band coming out of Norway by the name of Viking Queen. We introduced these two bands to each other. Now, you and Bad Boy got together over the interwebby thing, created a song, much like what we did with these guys. They did the same thing. In fact, it was a Christmas song, and I'm kind of hoping that you might be able to put together a Christmas song for us and come back for Christmas as well. You know, you never know.
Wow.
Just plant a thought there. You never know.
I've never done that before. Yeah, I mean, I do love Christmas carols anyway. The traditional Christmas carols, I love them. I grew up with, I'm Welsh originally, I'm born in Wales, and before we moved to Australia, and of course we all love music, we all sing, and we love Christmas carols, the traditional ones, we love them, we sing them all the time, and of course some of the more modern Christmas carols as well are great too, so yeah.
Yeah, well, you know, give it a little bit of Dave Evans twist on, you know, on Christmas, you know, coming up with something original, but a bit of a Dave Evans, you know, it's not impossible, it isn't. But having said that, what I was actually getting to is I introduced both of these bands to a fellow called Steve Lynch. Now, he was the former lead guitarist for the band Autograph back in the day. They're getting together, doing a few songs, stuff like that, getting together and wanting to do a tour. And as soon as we get our borders open, we've got these guys booked in to come here.
Great.
In the meantime, was kind of hoping that maybe, just maybe, we might be able to open up your mind to joining them and taking the stage with them and doing a bit of a rock fest here in New Zealand. What do you reckon?
Yeah, look, I work with different musicians all over the world, and every country I go to, there are different musicians. They learn my music, and I call them my badasses, like the UK badasses, Ukrainian badasses, Mexican badasses, my Australian badasses. I haven't got a New Zealand badasses yet, but anyway, there's one right there. So yeah, I'm used to working with different musicians around the place. And that's great. So yeah, of course, I'd love to go to New Zealand and to work with either local musicians or musicians from other parts of the world that may be in New Zealand at that time. So it's a real international show, and all they would have to do would be to learn X amount of my songs, and no problems. That'd be great. Yes, great.
Very
Fantastic.
cool, my friend. I would be very, very, very honoured to have the talent, believe me, hit the stage that is of, Viking Queen, and of course Tim from the band Mighty One, and of course Steve Lynch, and top it off with Dave Evans. It just wouldn't get any better than that. That would
Well,
be
if you can organise that, Grant, then it will happen. Okay.
Okay, Dave. Well, I'm going to hold you to that, but unfortunately,
Yeah, no problems.
We're bound by the government rules right now.
Yeah, no.
and we all have our issues about that. We really do. But having said that, 18 months without work, as far as bringing bands and doing concerts in New Zealand, is getting debilitating. Dave, we're going to have to move on. But please, 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 will you come back again? Can we release more new music with you?
Yeah, of course, you know that. There'd be no problem at all. We have become friends as well. You know that, Barbara and yourself and myself. And you've got a great show, and my songs sound great coming out of your radio. I've told you that before. I've listened and went, wow, they sound really cool coming out of your radio station. So, of course, I'll come back. Just organise it with me, Grant and Barbara, and of course I'll be back.
Yeah,
Absolutely fantastic, my friend. Just as we leave, Sharon says you could really rock around the Christmas tree, Dave.
All right, we're rocking.
Love it. I love it. You're right here at Galaxy. And coming up very, very shortly, yes, we're going to be catching up with our good reggae friend, who is actually a bishop too, by the way. Denroy Morgan's going to be joining us coming out of Georgia, America. See you soon.
Galaxy
107 FM.